Okay, so I'm going to do the TRX rib trainer, transverse abdominus core stability. So what we want to do is we want to keep our core stable, and we want to keep it locked in. So the shoulders are going to be in equal position with the pelvis. So we're going to kind of move our body together. So we're going to take the ripstick, we're going to get the ripstick behind us, and we're going to put one foot in front of the other, and we're going to keep our core locked in, keep our neck up, and we're just going to move using our knees and keeping that tension on the rib trainer as you move. So the resistance, just to hold that position, is forcing the core to fire. What we want to really do is learn how to get to that locked in core and maintain it. The nice thing about this exercise, it's good for the lower back and any kind of spinal injuries. Do the other side the same way. So the foot that's closest to the cable is going to be back further than the foot that's ahead. Our hands are going to be a little closer to this side of the pad, this hand a little closer to the far side. I'm going to stand, I'm just going to spin, keeping the tension on the rib trainer. So about 5 to 10 slow exercise, I notice my shoulders and my pelvis stay in the same position and my knees and hips move. It's always better to have the knees bent. And what ends up happening is we have this tightening of the transverse abdominis muscles that go across and kind of like a girdle that makes your waist a little bit smaller, but also creates a stability in that whole canister of your core. So you just think of moving and keeping your core in that locked in position is where we want to be in most sports. On occasion we might come out of our core, we're going to go back in. That's where our power is at. When we're in that locked position, we can just use our body and maybe come out of it for a second, back in. But I want everybody to learn how to lock their core in. So if you have a lower back problem, you can live your life with your core locked in, and your discs and your facet joints won't be stressed. It has to do with the hip, and we have a section on the hips as well. The oblique muscles, by using this, and the most important one is to do the transverse abdominis. But the obliques are going to be accomplished by doing this hockey stick motion. So we get into that tension, hockey stick, and also we can do lacrosse. I think I want you to always pay attention to make sure your neck isn't too far forward. That's that TRX rib trainer, and I call it sometimes the ripstick, but this is really key for your core stability. And a lot of times people think of their core as their rectus abdominis, but really it's this wraparound stability between your lower back and all the way around your abdomen that we want to get tied in. That's your transverse abdominis, your internal and external obliques, along with your rectus. So we want to have that core stability using the ripstick. And what I want people to do, if you have a lower back issue, is do this exercise. And I think for the first month at least, just do straight across. Just do that transverse abdominis, unless your sport requires another motion. I want you to do that at least twice a day, and definitely before you do any kind of athletic activity.